Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Built Simple podcast. My name is Adam Brsan, and today I just want to talk a little bit about contracts, transparency, and the importance of asking questions when you're getting involved with different companies, different carriers, whatever you want to call it out there, different agencies. I've seen a lot of videos lately. One in particular about maybe, I can't remember, it was either last week or the week before. It was a senior life agent that had, well, I'm sorry, it was an ex senior life agent. She had left senior life, she had moved on to do other things. And she did an interview on a podcast with Adam Hale, who's with Lincoln Heritage. And uh, for the most part, I would say the entire episode was just about how this agent had left senior life and how she had lost her renewals when she had left senior life. And Adam talks a lot in the podcast just about how, that's just horrible. They shouldn't have done that. And I can't believe they did that. And anyways, I was thinking a lot about that because I was with Lincoln Heritage for 11 and a half years. And, the one thing about Lincoln Heritage and senior life is that it's a little bit different than just all the other carriers out there. Lincoln Heritage and Senior Life, they both kind of look at what they do almost, it's not captive, but they treat it like it's a captive sort of opportunity. They don't want you writing business with other companies. In Senior Life, I mean, the owner of Senior Life is an ex Lincoln Heritage agent. I mean, the agency was built at Lincoln Heritage. So a lot of what's worked at Senior Life are from things that were learned at Lincoln Heritage. And if anything, maybe they've improved some things, maybe that they felt needed to be improved. But overall, they're two very similar companies when it comes to the final expense business and the things that they do when it comes to lead generation for agents. They both have a TV commercial, so they work the TV leads. And I mean, they kind of look at it as heck, if someone's calling in for Lincoln Heritage or if they're calling in for Senior Life, well, that's what they want their agents to be writing business for, is for that company. And so a lot of times what happens is, when agents maybe start to struggle, they're always looking for reasons why they're struggling. And a lot of times these days, I think a lot of the problems is that social media gets in people's ears a lot. Different people, everybody has an opinion about things. And there's a lot of brokers out there that have maybe always been in the broker world, and they don't understand the semi-captive sort of situation that Senior Life and Lincoln Heritage both get their agents involved with. But again, I think it's about the big picture. It's about, what can you do to help me? What can you do to help me long term? Are you going to help me build and grow my business? Are you going to help me when it comes to leads? And like I said, and a lot of times they want the agents to be writing that business because they're doing a lot for the agents when it comes to running that TV commercial. People calling in for Lincoln Heritage, people calling in for Senior Life. And I remember I was building an agency with Lincoln Heritage. Wasn't a huge agency. I mean, by the time I left, I think we were maybe doing, I don't know, our best month might have been 75,000 in premium. Probably average maybe like around 50,000 a month in premium. So I mean, I was just building a small agency there. But I was always looking ahead. I was always thinking about like the situations and the structure and what's it going to take me to get to the next level. My upline at Lincoln, unfortunately, I mean, I really didn't get a lot of support. I learned a lot from others at the company. But it just kind of got to the point where I felt like I couldn't see my future there because I was kind of stuck with where I was at. Like, I wanted to get to the point where I could build like multiple layers to the point where even the top managers that I would have under me would be on a pretty competitive commission level. So then they could bring on multiple layers below them as well. Anyways, that's kind of besides the point. This video that Adam did, that the agent talked about how she had lost like thousands of dollars in renewals. And the thing is, a company is not just going to take your renewals away from you. It's like they don't go out of their way to make sure that they're going to make your life difficult. There's a contract, and you sign a contract, and a lot of times those sort of things are in the contract of the do's and don'ts of what you can do and what you shouldn't do if you don't want to lose your business. And they even mentioned in this video, she mentioned how uh, the higher ups at Senior Life had asked to meet up with her. They wanted her to bring her computer so they could see the different carriers that she was with and which agents were under her. The reason they wanted to see that was because they wanted to see if there were any Senior Life agents that she had contracted with the new carrier, because that's part of the contract. You cannot take your agents with you. If Senior Life or Lincoln Heritage is helping when it comes to recruiting and helping you build your agency, that's just one of the don'ts. And you kind of need to know that going in. And again, that's where it comes back to transparency, where if that's something that the agent didn't know, I think that's something that the upline definitely needs to bring up. And if the upline has any idea of what's going on, they need to maybe let the downline agency know before the fact. Like, look, if you're really looking to make a move, I just need to let you know this is how it works. You're not going to be able to bring your agents with you. That's just how it goes. I mean, like I said, I had a small agency at Lincoln Heritage over 10 years ago. And when I left, I could not bring my agents with me. That was just how it was. I kind of knew when I made that decision that I would be starting over and it would be clean slate. Can't bring my agents with me if I want to bring my renewals with me, or if I want to keep my renewals. And I still get renewals from Lincoln Heritage to this day. I actually pulled up an email and I wanted to read it real quick. It's funny because I was a little worried when I left Lincoln Heritage. I was a little worried about losing my renewals. At the time, they were a lot higher than they are now. I mean, heck, 10 years away from a company, I still have renewals being paid each month. To me, I mean, that's pretty good to see that there's still quite a bit of business on the books. But yeah, my renewals today are nowhere near what they were 10 years ago. And that's why I was just really worried, because I mean, it gets to the point with these carriers where you write so much business, you start to build that income. And it turns into like almost feeling like a salary, where you have this guaranteed money that you know is going to be coming to you every single month. And I mean, heck, when you live on a certain budget, it could be difficult. It could really affect your livelihood if you lose those renewals. And yes, it was unfortunate that this agent at Senior Life had lost her renewals. But again, you need to know the rules of how things work, and you need to know the do's and the don'ts. This email that I had sent an email to a higher up at Lincoln Heritage. This was right when I was leaving Lincoln Heritage in September of 2015. I sent him an email, just a little concerned, a little worried about my renewals and not wanting to lose my renewals. I was concerned that maybe my upline would do what he could to try to take those renewals away from me, even though I was going to do it the right way. And I wasn't planning on taking any agents with me. I had no intentions of replacing business. I don't see any value in replacing business like that. Replacing your own business is a definite don't do, especially when the clients have been your clients for a long time. It's not in their best interest. They're fully covered. They're past the contestable period. You just want to let that business be, and you're still going to get paid renewals on it. But anyways, I just asked him if I was at risk of losing my renewals. And this is what he came back and said. He said, don't do anything that might cause customers to cancel their Lincoln Heritage policy to go with your new carrier. Only add coverage. So he didn't even care if I added coverage on my policyholders. That was not an issue. But don't replace the business. You can add with your new carrier if you want, but you can't replace what you wrote with us. I totally get it. I mean, carriers don't want an agent leaving to affect them financially. So I totally get it. The next thing he said was, don't recruit agents from Lincoln Heritage to your new company. Like I said, I clean slate. I kind of knew that leaving Lincoln Heritage. I can't take my agents with me. I can't recruit a Lincoln Heritage agent, bring them with me. And the same thing goes at Senior Life. A Senior Life agent, if they're building an agency, and they decide that they want to leave, they can't take their agents with them. It's just, that's part of the deal. And most agents know that. Most agents know that going in. And if you don't, well, like I said, the upline maybe just needs to be a little bit more transparent with you. And he said your account also has to clear in 12 months, but I assume that won't be an issue. We can crunch numbers to get a better idea. So that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, and I kind of knew everything that he basically just kind of reassured me of what I already knew. Don't replace your own business. Don't recruit Lincoln Heritage agents to your new company, and you'll be fine. But what was funny in this video with Adam Hale and the girl that left Senior Life, I can't remember her name, but she had mentioned that again, that like Ron Powell and a few others had wanted to meet up with her, and they had asked her to bring her computer because they wanted to see all the different carriers, or they wanted to see if she had recruited any Senior Life agents, because the deal was we'll pay your renewals as long as you're abiding by your contract. But if you're taking the agents with you, well, then your contract is null and void, and then you're going to lose those renewals. So if she was, concerned or afraid to show that information, well, then maybe that could be a reason why she, again, lost her renewals. I mean, if she was doing everything the right way and she wasn't taking her agents with her, she would have nothing to hide, and she would have no problem to provide that information to Senior Life. And I just thought it was funny because, again, like I mentioned, Senior Life and Lincoln Heritage, kind of like two peas in the same pod, very similar companies. And Adam Hale, when she mentioned this, was just like totally shocked. Oh my God, I can't believe they would actually do something like that. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, he's probably thinking, man, that's actually probably a pretty good idea. Maybe I should consider doing that. I mean, that's something that, heck, I could end up saving a lot of renewals, and those renewals would be rolled to me then from other agents if they're doing that. I mean, if I ask for proof, if I can see from the new carrier that whether they're recruiting their agents to that new carrier or not, I mean, I'm just telling you. I mean, because they're very similar companies, and it's the same rules. I mean, you can act like it's different, but it's not. And but I just thought it was funny to sit there interviewing somebody from a company that you're working with that's very similar to the one that this person just left, a semi-captive company. They treated basically like you're captive, and just to go on and on about how, I just can't believe that they would do that to you. And there have been other videos I've seen too where he's interviewed other Senior Life people, where they've taken their renewals away. Same thing. They didn't abide by the rules. They didn't abide by their contract. And if you do stuff the right way, and I mean, especially if you're building a big agency, you should know those rules, and you should know how it could affect you if you were to decide to leave in the future. So, but yeah, I just thought it was funny for him to go on and on about just, I can't believe that they would do that to you. When I'm thinking in the back of his mind, he's probably thinking, man, that's a good idea. I should probably ask agents if they want to keep their renewals. I should probably ask them to bring their computer to me too, so I can see their their portal and to see their downlines and make sure that they're not contracting our agents, because then we can take the renewals away from them too. But anyways, bottom line, I just think that it's important to be transparent. Uh, and if you are an upline, make sure that your agents kind of know how all that works. If you're working with other agency owners, make sure that they know how that works. It should be in the contract, but they just need to know, because I think that could be the main issue. Maybe this person didn't know the rules. Maybe they didn't know if they left that they weren't going to be able to take those agents with them. I don't know. I don't know everything behind the whole situation. I'm just basing it off of what I had seen, the video that I had watched. But like I said, I mean, two very similar companies, two very similar when it comes to the different rules. And to me, it's almost hypocritical to act like you would do things a lot different. And I think Adam's a good guy. I mean, I've talked to him a few times. But again, I mean, you're working with a company very similar to the one that you're acting like just so horrible that they took these renewals away from you, when I would assume he's probably taken people's renewals away from agents for doing the same thing, for leaving and those agents contracting Lincoln Heritage agents with other companies. So, but anyways, like I said, yeah, just be transparent. And at the end of the day, just look out for your people, do the right thing, and just know if you're building an agency with a captive carrier or semi-captive carrier like Lincoln Heritage or Senior Life, that's just how it is. They have different recruiting platforms. They may help you when it comes to recruiting. I mean, honestly, the same kind of went with my situation with Security National as well. I mean, I was an employee of the company there, and the rules were if you leave, you can't take your agents with you. I abided by those rules. I did lose my renewals there, but it wasn't because of that. It was from some other rules that I still don't quite understand, but that's a totally different story. But like I said, just be transparent. If you're an agent, ask questions to your upline. You don't want to put yourself in that sort of situation, but hopefully me sharing some of my own background in the business and the situations that I've been a part of in the past can maybe be at least a little bit of help, and just maybe a little bit of, words of advice for you out there. So I hope this is all helpful to you. I hope you're all doing great out there. And good luck. I'll try to get back on track with doing some more recordings. Lately, just been pretty busy, kind of doing a lot of new things. Haven't really told everybody out there yet about where I'm at and what I'm doing, but so far so good. Enjoying what I'm doing. I've been home a lot more, working, still writing business. But yeah, it's just kind of been a little bit nice, kind of getting out of the field and a little bit less of the grind and a little less tired at night from all the driving and that. But yeah, anyways, yeah, more content, more podcasts to come. Just took a little bit of break there for a few weeks. I do definitely plan on getting back into doing this a little bit more often though. So I hope you're doing well, and good luck out there. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and provide this information to anybody else that you think it could be useful to. Thanks again.